Well, for us as a Committee of Environment and Natural Resources, that performs oversight roles on the energy sector and the natural resources, we have interacted very widely. We have interacted with the ministry that leads in the policy direction. We have interacted with the ERA as a regulator. We have interacted with UDCL. The one ERA has has issued the license to take over from Meme. We are virtually, practically satisfied that UDCL given support, one by government, two by all the stakeholders involved, UDCL will be able to build capacity and run the grid as Omeme has been doing, or even better. Two, UDCL has already taken over a number of operation licenses from these other concessions that have been here, about 6 of them, in Kilembe, in Chigezi, in Acholi, in many of these places. UDCL has been able to, seemingly without an issue, take over the grid, integrate it, manage, build capacity, and reduce on the issues. Now, Omeme buyout is an issue of the concession. The concession naturally is coming to an end by 31st of March. Therefore, government has taken a decision. UDCL that has been doing this year, though on a small scale, should take over. What is required is government to provide funding for UDCL to be able to, one, capitalize, two, recruit competent people to be able to take over and run the grid. For me, I don't have any much fear of the takeover. My only concern is government should be able to give UDCL money to do the work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, it's a question that is lingering among many of us. It's a question that was asked even in the Committee of Natural Resources, and the same question was raised in my Committee of National Economy as to whether the transition is going to be smooth. You see, in our interaction with UEDCL, with the Ministry of Energy, and with the other entities in line with the electricity supply in the country. Now that the concession for Umeme is expiring, and yesterday as Parliament we passed a resolution of Parliament to borrow money for the buyout of Umeme. But to me, I think the best thing would have been, because they are all indicators that electricity, that UEDCL may not be well prepared unless government equips it, or unless government capitalizes it. Because the initial capitalization for 2 years that UDCL requires is money to an amount of about $100 million divided into two. That's 50 million in the first year and then the 50 million in the second year. Because the tariff that has been set can only be in position to maintain the equipment, the assets that Umeme has left, but it may not be in position to do the grid extensions. So therefore, to have Umeme, to have UEDCL be able to continue with the operations as Umeme has been doing, it therefore means that government should expedite the process of looking for the $50 million and capitalize UEDCL. We are talking about a period of 1 week or about 9 or 10 days. And if government doesn't act faster within this period of time, we are going to have a little bit of challenges. Because already, as Umeme steps out, we would expect the same amount of force and commitment from UEDCL to take over so that Ugandans will not suffer from blackouts.
Ekisooka sinaamu kwebuusabuusa kwonna mbu Uganda nga yo tesobola kuddukanya amasanyalaze gaayo. Bwe njogera ssaawa zino, omwaka ogwaggwa guli abakulu mu Uganda Electricity Distribution Board basinkana ababaka bonna mu sub-region zonna. Mwacholi batusinkana nga batubuulira entegeekateeka gye balina ey'okudda mu bigere bya Umeme. Era Uganda eri prepared, sente ezibulamu entono nnyo zino UEDCL ze baagala. Parliament tujja zibawa bagende maaso n'okukola, naye nga kitwagala ku masanyu tube ne national pride. kiba kya ssanyu nnyo okuwulira mbu ffe nga bannayuganda ffe abali mu masanyalaze gaffe okuleka ate wonoowulira mbu kampani endala okuva e South Africa eri okuddukanya amasanyalaze transition yonna teba nyangu nemmaka gennyini nnyini taata waba avuddewo ng'omwana yagenda okudda mu bigere era wabaawo okwesikasikamu katono okubeerawo era kuno okwesika okuli mu mumeme kati saawa zino okuvaawo kuli nnomo bali abasajja tebali kuvaawo na mirembe balaba nga baba basuliza ettooke lyabwe era balina okukolamu obuntu okulaga mbu Uganda tejasobola naye tujasobola tulina ba engineer tulina abakozi wiiki ewedde eyo badde bakola interview mpaka nero bakyakola interviews kulaba nga abaana baffe batenga over jobs that are there already.
Badde 40% abayayi abatuula embalala ngu bakola opinion post basooka ne bakuba bankubidde ne baka yaki oluwa ate sibaddewo. Well, umeme of course egenda ku handing over to UDCL naye handing over there and then oba amangu ago nga tebakoze transition plan eyo transition plan yetagwa buno gwoba oli mu office okola transition plan kubanga kati bwe bakoma ne ba handing over to UDCL egenda ku managing umeme byabadde kola assets zona across the country jukira nti buli wamu buli district almost erinamu office ababadde bakola ku masanyalazi abaconnectinga abakola biki byonna olaba ne kati right now rural electrification eryawo terina bweri abawumeme bagamba ate tukikwatako kubanga tugenda UDCL egamba ate tukikwatako kubanga tetuna taking over so olaba mulumu akavuyo akagenda kubeerawo naye katusabe nnyo tekagenda kukosa gwanga kubanga amasanyalazi bwe gavaako ebyobuguzi nabyo bikosebwa factories zikosebwa n'abantu bakosebwa so nze nsuubira nti eyo concession oba banji basinze ne bagamba yes umeme katukole nayo handing over like within 3 months such that UDCL oberenge picking up bye bagenda kukola.
My name is Mutiwa Geoffrey Eric, Member of Parliament for Bunyole West Constituency. First of all, I want to thank government and colleagues, members of Parliament, for having passed the loan yesterday that's going to clear up the Umeme buyout so that we prepare for the transition come 1st April. But like any other transition, there might be some challenges, just like we have already started experiencing them during this time of transition, where Umeme does not have enough staff to make sure that they respond where there are power challenges. But good enough, I've been able to pay, to get money to pass the loan, and government is going to pay the buyout. And I believe come first, UEDCR will be now ready to take over. But because of the delays in the transition and the failure to have cleared this money in time, I know we shall have some challenges, especially in the beginning month, because you will find that EDCL is currently just recruiting staff, and when these ones exit, by the time the other ones come on board, there might be that mishap where they may not have enough staff to run. But I believe after that, after the transition, the system will stabilize and we shall be able to enjoy electricity. And more so, we expect that with the takeover of UEDCL, the prices of Umeme, the tariff will be reduced so that Ugandans are able to enjoy power across the country.
Thank you. Yes, well, Parliament passed the loan to clear Umeme, but also for UEDCL to get money to take over. And of course, as soon as their contract is over, the company is taking charge of ensuring that electricity is transmitted to the people. However, for me, it would have been good to give a transition period for UDCL staff, for people to learn from Umeme, to support, to let Umeme support them as they transit. Because when you look at what is happening with the rationalization, we have seen that things are not moving very well because of lack of transition. You cannot say that we are stopping at this month and therefore get out. How are they going to take on those assets, to take on the offices? Umeme has been a very big company. It has been everywhere. I'm worried that when they don't work together for some period to get hands-on training, we might face some consequences in terms of power supply. So we are watching the space, but we are praying hard that when they get the money, maybe they will be able to run so that we don't get power blackouts, and that is my prayer. Otherwise, this transition of stop, we come in, it's difficult. Look at where Umeme has been having offices. Does UDCL, is it going to employ the same people? Are Umeme staff going out? Are they prepared to put in staff that are going to undertake those things that Umeme staff have been doing? So we are worried, but let's see how it moves as we take on the mantle.
One thing that we raised as a committee in our committee meetings, even if you looked at our committee minutes, we said now that this should have been done hand in hand. As we process money for the buyout of Umeme, we should also be processing money to equip UEDCL, so that as these ones are getting out, these ones are also getting money to take over. But I think there are a number of things. Usually there are challenges in transition, most especially, and who would have expected. Actually, the best way is 3 months before the expiry of the concession agreement. It should have been, that is the time that there would have been an integration between Umeme and UEDCL, so that they would work hand in hand, so that the transition process would have been very smooth.
Thank you so much. We're clear. Okay. Amanya gange nze Mutiwa Geoffrey Eric, Member of Parliament wa Bunyole West Constituency. Ensonga ekwatagana ne Umeme, first of all, ndi happen nti jo Parliament yasobola ku approving a loan eyokusobola okusasula ba Umeme, kubanga okimanyi nti endagaano eno yalimu ebirumira bingi ng'ekosa nnyo side ya government. So nga government tubadde tunoonya akaseera kano k'okulaba nti Umeme maliriza bagisasule, esobola okubeera nti UEDCL taking over omulimu Umeme gwe badde ekola. Nga omanyi in any transition wayinza okubeerawo ebitatambula bulungi, naye kye tusuubira kiri nti going forward emirimu zisobola okutereera okusingako nga wezibadde ziri, especially bikwatagana ne rates, kubanga amasanze gabadde gali ku ssente za waggulu nnyo ng'abantu abawulijjo tebasobola ogeetuusaako, nga n'abamu balemererwa okusasula. So tusuubira nti kino ekitongole kya gavumenti ekinaabanga kyekiri mu buvunaanyizibwa obw'okugaddukanya emiwendo zino zijja kuba zika wansi, n'abantu baffe basobole okubeera nga bagakozesa obulungi.
Thank you very much. As you are aware, yesterday we managed to pass the supplementary that gives the Ministry of Energy the amount required of about 190 billion, which is required to purchase, to finalize the payments of Umeme in terms of compensation. But of course, we are a bit worried. This issue of taking over Umeme started in the 10th Parliament, and we expected the ministry to start the transition process much earlier. But of course, this was not taken. Now we find ourselves in this emergency situation, whereby by 31st of this month, Umeme has to vacate the country. So in that case, we are a bit worried. We are worried that the transition process may affect electricity distribution in the country. Already customers are complaining. Umeme is no longer purchasing meters. A new meter is now taking over a month. And we expect that this is all because Umeme no longer wants to inject any more money. So we think there will be a bit of a problem in terms of transitioning from Umeme to UEDCL. So we do hope that the transition will still be smooth, but we shall still, as Parliament, continue to task the Ministry of Energy, to task the relative members that the transition continues smoothly, because we have given them the money. Transition ya Umeme okudda ku UEDCL era nga bwolabye eggulo ababaka mu Parliament twakyogeddeko nnyo, kubanga ekintu kino twakitegeera okuva Parliament ya 10th Parliament. So twagambye nti no, government ebadde erina okutandika okukola transition process nga okuva mwaka ogwawedde naye bagenze ne balwawo kati gulo basabye sente ezo twaziyisiza okulaba nti no basobola okusasula omumeme sente ezeyagala naye ekizibu ekiriwo tugenze okulaba ng'obudde obwo butono nnyo kubanga omumeme erina okulekererwa mu mwezi guno nga gugwako nga 31 gavumenti olwoke etwale naye tugenze okulaba tufunye ebintu bingi bye boogerako okusooka ne ku recruitment bagamba nti no recruitment balina shortage ffe tuba tubagamba nti no engeri abakozi abasinga abali mu meme bannayuganda bandimaze gatwala abo mu kifo ky'okurecruitinga abapya ate okutraininga ate ekyokubiri tugenze okulaba nti no kati mu transition period eno already waliyo ebizibu bingi abantu abali mu kuapplyinga amasanyalaze bali mu kumala kumpi mwezi mulamba okufuna mita omeme tekyalina ne mita kubanga bali mu transition tebakyagala kuteeka sente ku byamasanyalaze so ffe twerarikira okubanga nti no transition eno UEDCL okutwala ekifo kya omeme eyinza kuleetamu okutawaanyizibwa ku bikwatagana n'amasanyalaze wano Uganda.
Buzibu Uganda bweyina naddala gavumenti yaffe eno eya wano egenda okuzukuka okwebikanga bukedde nti ebintu ebimu bye balina okukola mu budde babikola kasoobo oba tebabiwa nnyo na budde naddala ebyo ebintu ebiyamba bannayuganda naye bwe kiba nga kiyamba bo nga bakifunamu oba abantu sekinnoomu ekyo bakyanguyira kubanga obuliawo balina kye bagenda okufunamu tuze tulaba nga amasanyalaze gavaavaako nze wange kalangala gye nkiikirira twagenda ku marine cable batuwa marine cable ne tugenda ku main grid eno eri eno naye njagala okutegeeza okuva we twagendako abantu b'ekalangala bakaba amasanyalaze bagamba kino kiringa ekikolimo lwaki bagatuwa in the first place okutubonyaabonya ebintu byabwe byonooneka bwe gajja ku nnaku enkulu ku makya olweggulo tegabaako tegasiiba kakati awo abantu baba bayambibwa batya twasaba amasanyalaze ne gajja naye galinga kikolimo ekitegeeza nti gavumenti ebintu ebiyamba abantu ba bulijjo tebifaako nnyo ekintu kino ekyawumeme bakimanya mu MOU ba mu contract gye basayininga baali bakimanye nti 2025 by March 31st ensonga eno ejja kuba ewunzika naye badduse emisinde nga bintu biggwa lwajjo lwe kyayisiddwa mu paalamenti ekiraga nti gavumenti si neeteefuteefu naddala mu nsonga z'omuwi w'omusolo nze nsaba gavumenti bwe babanga ddala baagala bannayuganda nga babafaako bafube okulaba nga bafaayo ku bintu ebibayamba okufuna ssente kubanga ate mu ssente zino mumujja omusolo ate omusolo oguddukanya ebintu ebirala naye ate mwagala mubakame okame ente nga togiwa biwata oba bikuta enaakuwadde amata gavumenti vaayo weebereremu bwe biba bibalemye mutuyite ffe tukwatemu ekintu kyaffe tetujja kulemererwa ku saavinga bannayuganda nga bwe tulina okubaweereza.
Anchunye yomni umeme chalo umeme longitia me wako doctij me poko machikion gang ma wagdo mi kare ki Uganda UEDCL me chako teroticheroni wayo peo ma engineers magiloyo meme gubino guru ateki MPs machuri subregion wengo magukero plan mwagamutu gukero plan kit makibu chako tikere ichani warambo no tiki atema papa ikumlok me match ento engineers wa gitiki plan me yobone angeyu ni umeme chungi peyom oyake chani kagiti atemu gionomo giti alego cherne mabul ma parliament bombi nige waki chulgi go ago wak doctor cheroni cherne billion pira bin mo ma UEDCL miro ni parliament wabo miyo ya kwa nani one charo luak me Uganda wano match mano biri kengang ikengang wa ichani ke oipade you ni chamo ke ane pade biri mano peke match peni amarema de gario ke o Gulu City it is worse but wotiki hope ni gwakadon one wabiri idokteach eno ni charo Uganda and patriots ma watia tero lokme match majobomete camping and tijobomete manoti agonya insasiranya abantu abagalo kugeraganya UEB ne UEDCL ebiseera bigenze bitambula generation eri yali ndala nnyo UEB we yali weeri naye ndi mu P1 era ebizibu byayo twabiraba naye ate kati olaba ku baana abasomye ne integrity egenda nga yeeyongera nze siina mu kubuusabuusa kwonna mu UEDCL tejasobola kuddukanya amasanyalaze munsi yaffe ejja kiddukanya nga Uganda Airline bweryogezaako ffe bannayuganda tweyageye mu kintu ekyaffe nga ffe abakitambuza si ate kitambuza mu nsi ndala.